sort of task. And you can see what we were faced with. There's this docking module sticking up out of the shuttle with the arms sort of over here so we could see it through the window. And then there's Mir pointing down at us. And we had to hit it exactly right. The target was about as big around as a coffee cup. Any left further or right further, and the mechanism couldn't handle it. We had to hit it at exactly the right speed, 1/10 of a foot per second, plus or minus 3/100ths. If we hit it a little bit too slow, then we'd bounce off. And everyone would wonder why things went wrong, and we'd have to back away and wait a whole day and waste a bunch of fuel, and everyone would be sad. And if we hit just a little bit too hard, then we would break Mir and kill the 3 people that were living up there. So 1/10 of a foot per second, plus or minus 3/100ths, and we had to do it inside a 2-minute window because they had to send controls commands from Moscow. So we had a 2-minute window. We got to 30 feet away, 10 meters away, and our 2 main sensors that told us our distance were closing at 1/10 of a foot per second. Our 2 main sensors, one said we were 20 feet away, and the other said we were 32 feet away. So that's 12 feet. 12 feet, 1/10 of a foot per second, 120 seconds, 2 minutes. We only had a 2-minute window, and we didn't know where we were. We'd been training together for years, and we had never thought that our 2 main laser sensors would be so wrong. You can sort of see why it is, though. What's the laser sensor even looking at? There's so many possible targets, and it didn't know what to do. So what do you do? You know, we're the crew on board. Everybody's counting on us, all of Russia, all of Canada, all of the United States, all the international partners that are involved. And so I was the guy in charge of ranging. It would have been a terrible moment to have not thought about this, to have counted on good luck and charm and such to have won the day. But the real key out of it is, and this I think applies not just when you're docking spaceships, is to visualize failure. There is no point in visualizing success. If success happens, that's great. But you have to have visualized failure, because by the time you get 30 feet away from your objective, if you have a serious problem, there's not time to invent a whole new plan. And we had practiced this hundreds of times in all different types of simulators. And we had come up with backup plans to our backup plans. We got here, and I said, okay, the lasers are all messed up. So I know that thing is 5 meters long. So I took my thumb looking at the camera and I went, that's 5 meters, and that's about 1 meter across the top. So if I look at this, that's about a little bit of parallax error. I think that's about 5 or 6 meters, maybe 7 meters away. Okay, Ken, we are 21 feet away. Looking at my wristwatch, I went, okay, we need to push now, fire the thrusters. And we fired the thrusters, started closing in. We corrected. I was using a stopwatch the whole way. We came in and closed, and we ended up docking 3 seconds early at exactly 1/10 of a foot per second and saved the day. And the lesson learned out of it was that we had visualized failure. Not that specific one, but we had visualized every single thing we thought could fail, and we had sweated the small stuff. We had talked our way through tabletop simulations and complex, realistic simulations over and over. So when we got there, even though we were confronted with a problem we hadn't actually thought of, somewhere within the scope of our preparation, we were ready to deal with it.